Guys, the dead has no perception. The dead has no discernment. The dead has no understanding. The dead has no wisdom. The dead has no discretion, no understanding. Guys, when someone dies physically, whatever their preferences and their prejudices and their fears were, and whatever it was that they were just like, these were their pet peeves, when they die, it doesn't matter. You understand? If their pet peeve was, I don't like to be in this type of environment, once they have left that body, you can put their body anywhere. They will have no complaints because they're dead. They will have no gripes. They will have no type of there's no boundaries with the dead. Whatever their boundaries were when they were alive, the things that they said they would not do, and the places they said that they would not be in, and the colors and the things they said that they would never wear. My brothers and sisters, once they're dead, guess what? None of that matters anymore. There is a biblical teaching behind this, guys. I just did another one. The dead can't feel and they can't hear. And this one's telling you the dead cannot discern, the dead cannot understand. Guys, when you are walking in darkness and you're walking in disobedience to the Lord, you will not have discretion, you will not have wisdom, you will not have understanding, you will not have discernment. You believe anything and everything. You won't be able to discern when something, discernment, what's the difference between discernment and intuition? All humans have intuition. All humans have something about them where they're like, something didn't sound right. All of us have a conscience. But discernment is the understanding of God. It's something that comes from God. When God is telling you the truth about something, he's telling you what is there. And with his discernment, he always, while he will show you what's there, he will reveal it to you. And a lot of times he reveals it to you before it comes. But he will reveal to you what the situation is. You will have the understanding to know where it comes from, the origin of it, the spirits tied to it, where this person is going with it. You're going to have the wisdom and the knowledge in how to handle the situation and how to escape the snares that that person or this group or the situation is going to set for you. That's the difference. People may have a feeling about something and still fall into it. But guys, these things comes from God. But when you're disobeying God and you're walking in your own ways, guys, and you're doing your own thing, you become like the dead. Again, the scripture says, awake, O sleeper, and rise from the dead. Why? Because that's why if some of us can think back on the things that we used to do, guys, we were talking and acting in a way that if you look back on a videotape or look back on some pictures and some things that you used to wear and the things that you used to do, you would be like, I can't believe I used to talk like that, act like that, wear that. I can't believe I did that, because you were dead. Now that you're in the light, you can see clearly where you were at. But when you walk in habitual disobedience to the Lord, guys, you will become dead. Your own, what you said you would never do, you'll find yourself doing it. So now the things, the boundaries that you thought you were able to set and keep while you're walking in sin, you find that that line moves further and further back. And now you are open to a little bit more than what you were open to last year. Some of you said, I'll never mess with anybody's wife. And then you find yourself doing it. You said, I'll never mess with nobody's husband. I'll never do this. I'll never do that. I'll never take drugs. And you found yourself doing it. Oh, I only steal little items. I'll never rob a bank. And you find yourself behind bars in a federal prison for robbing a bank. I'll never drink and drive, but you find yourself doing it. Or find yourself being locked up for DUI and for killing people while you were drinking and driving. You find yourself doing a lot of things. Oh, ain't no man gonna abuse me. No man's ever gonna beat me. I won't allow me. You find yourself being physically abused. Why, guys? When you walk in darkness and when you walk in sin, when you become dead, your preferences goes. Your boundaries are dead. They are gone. Okay, your principles and the things that you felt like you were keeping, they become muddled and changed, and eventually they're gone. Okay, where you draw the line, you find out you keep erasing it and it's getting redrawn for you. And before you know it, you're trying to figure out, how did I get here? Why, guys? Just like an actual corpse. When that person is dead, none of their preferences and none of their inhibitions and the things that they had is there anymore. It's all gone. So that's what happens spiritually. So that's why you find people that they used to do there's certain things they said they will never do. They've done it. They look through their lives and they see all the lines that they've crossed. They've seen all the they look at all the little boundaries that they stepped over and the things that they did to other people were things that one time in their lives they said they would never do it. And now they're doing it and they're defending it and they're justifying it and they're siding with it. Why? Because you're dead. The dead has no discernment. The dead has no understanding. So if you have no discernment and you have no understanding, you have no wisdom, then you'll find yourself being in churches and situations and with people where you're going to be led away. You're going to be led astray. Oh, it makes sense. I'll go this way because you're dead. People coming in and out of your life and do all types of things to you. And it sounds right, but you don't have the discretion. You don't have the discernment. You don't have the wisdom and the understanding of God because you're walking in disobedience. So you find yourself in this type of relationship. Even when you see the red flags right in front of your face, you still end up being with this individual. Why? Because you are dead and your wisdom and your understanding, you don't have it. You may walk in a worldly wisdom that the Bible talks about. That is earthly and that is sensual and that is devilish. Such a wisdom exists, and that's from the world that is dead. But guys, when you are walking in disobedience, the truth that you once knew become more and more dim and it becomes more obscured. And before you know it, you can't hear God anymore. You can't feel God anymore. Why? Because you're dead. You're dead spiritually. You don't feel any type of guilt anymore. And God feels very far from you. Why? Because you're separated from him and you're dead. So you can't make wise decisions now, guys. You don't have any preferences anymore. That self-respect and the morals that you have, that goes out the window, guys. And you will find yourself being willing to, you can be put in any situation, whether clean, dirty, almost dirty, or real grimy. And you find yourself being able to conform to it. And somewhere in the back of your head, you're wondering how I got here. Why? Because you're dead spiritually. And when you're spiritually dead, you are already dead, even though you're walking around in this life. So just like a dead body, you can take it and put it anywhere. If the person didn't like red shoes, you can put red shoes on that body and it will not complain. The person didn't like to be in areas that's really dark. Guess what? It's not going to matter when they're in that morgue and being pushed in that little drawer. They don't like ice. It doesn't matter now that their body's on ice. Their preferences doesn't matter because they're dead. And that's what happens to you. If you and I, if we were to decide that we're going to walk in sin and just continue on and do stuff, guys, then you find that your little rules and regulations and your little I'll nevers don't matter, because you will do it. Because you're no longer being controlled. You are not in control. The biggest lie the enemy will always tell those who are walking in sin is that you're in control. You're in control. You're in control of all this. You can stop when you want to. That's the blindfold he puts on you. Well, all along, guys, that security and that sense of I can stop, no, you can't. So guys, I'm going to end this video here by saying, seek the Lord. Turn around, guys. Turn around. Get in his presence. What is it just to spend some time in the presence of the Lord? Make sure you have word time and just time to chill and to hear him and to speak to him and let him guide you. In this life, we need his wisdom, his understanding. We need his discretion. We need his sound knowledge so that we won't find ourselves now we're towing the lines and we're changing the things that we said we would change and we'll never do, and being led astray on the slippery slope of sin. Because guys, when you are spiritually dead, You're going to fit in anywhere. You're going to do anything. You're going to put on anything. You're going to eat anything. You're going to do whatever it is that the powers of darkness tells you to do, because you're dead and you're not going to know the difference anymore. All of a sudden you're looking up and going, how did I get here? And how do I get out? But only by the power of God is this possible. Turn to him, guys. Turn away from sin. Ask the Lord to forgive you. Repent. Run to him. Don't try to figure out how you're going to do it. You can't do it, but he can. All you have to do is return to him. Call out to him. Cry out to him. A broken and a contrite spirit he will not deny. Don't let the devil tell you it's too late and you can't make it and you might as well stay. No, he don't have a chance, but you have a chance. As long as you have breath in your body, call out to the Lord and let him bring you and pull you out of that dark place. All right, guys.